Hello and welcome to Planet Cal. Today I am so excited to announce that I have launched a brand new budgeting kit through the Planner Bee. So now you can get your Australian based budget kits from me on the Planner Bee on my Etsy. Now I will have 3 styles each month. There will be a floral style, a zodiac style, and a sparkle style, which is like a colorful pastels design if you like color. So then you can really mix it up according to your personal style and your planner style. As you can see here, this is the zodiac kit. I made the zodiac one for myself because I primarily have a zodiac planner. I just realized this one is not a zodiac planner, so I could use a floral, but you can mix it up or you can stick to the theme month on month. Just depends on what you prefer for the month. So I have 3 designs each month, and I have the first 3 up for May. Now I know it's the 1st of May, so we're just on there now. And over the weekend I'll have the next 2 months up, so you can buy in bulk if you prefer. And just to explain, I will have mini kits or a full kit depending on your preference, and you can buy each card individually. So to start with, this will be your mini budget kit, which is kind of everything you need to do a monthly spread and a monthly budget, as well as your weekly check-ins. So that will be your monthly kit. This one is made to the 8x11. I'm not listing them on my shop just because I don't think many people are using them just yet, but we'll see what the feedback is because I've just got the 8x11 planner here. So all my designs will actually be in the 7x9, which will fit standard Erin Condrens. They also fit standard Happy Planners. I will have, this is the sparkle example. So May has this cool sequin design with a gorgeous purple and blue. June will have this glitter diamonds, sparkles. Then in June and May, for example, for the floral, we've got this pink floral here, and then we've got this really vibrant June floral. So it will mix up each week, each month. I will design it in line with each one so that you've got different kinds of florals or different designs as you please. So just to show you the sizes, this is the Happy Planner notebook that I have, that you would have seen in my previous video. I have set this one up as an example just to show how the designs fit to a standard HP planner. This is a May example, and what we'll do today is set it out in my budget planner, and we'll set up my budget for May. So all the designs will fit either a Happy Planner standard, your standard Erin Condren, and whatever notebook you decide to use. So you've got your mini budget kit. Then in addition to the second kit is the transaction trackers. So I have a transaction log sheet, a sinking funds sheet, a spending tracker sheet, and a debt tracker sheet. Again, all available individually, or you can buy them as a kit. If you buy the mini kits, so one of these 3 kits, you get a 10% discount. If you buy the whole set, it'll be 15% discount on the whole set. So the listings will be on Etsy. The full set will be on a standalone listing with free shipping. In the individual mini budget kit, you can buy the set, or you can buy each of the 3 sheets, and the same for every other sheet. So I have the budget trackers, and then I have the accessories set. So this is just to go whether you like more washi strips. These are little boxes that can be used on the calendar layout, and a thick washi cover if you wanted to add additional pages with your own heading. So I'll explain all this later. So we'll get stuck into it. So the first thing I'm going to do is set up my monthly calendar spread. So we'll get stuck into this, and I'll try not to move this off the frame. Now, the zodiacs I created according to the star sign each month. So for May, it is the Taurus. And so they're each going to have like the constellations, the Taurus symbol, and the Taurus script, and they'll be colored to the background star image. So each background galaxy image for each month is a different galaxy image, so they have different colors, and they will match the theme for that month. Alright, so let's get this stuff in. Now, they're not removable stickers, but they are pretty comfortable at being removed if you need to. I am not perfect at laying out my spreads, so we'll just work with what we have. My goal actually is to cover up this coloured strip. So you do have your two headings here. And a footer washi for the May layout. Okay, so with the calendar spread, the goal here is to monitor our expenses at a glance. So I do have these expense sheets. So once a transaction occurs each month, I will assign one of my expense sheets stickers that I will set up here on my planner card. So I do know that I'll have 6 categories, and I'm going to go with 1 through to 7 colors. You can buy these each individually or as a set. There is actually also a rainbow sheet that is available on my Etsy listing. I'm going to do this color, this color. Actually, I'm going to set them all up, 1 for each. And we'll go through this later. As to what my categories are when I do it, when I do a check-in, I think, because right now we're just going to track our upcoming expenses for the month and work out our budgets. I do additionally have some strips coming, some clip-ins that will clip in here, so you can just add these as a bookmark and they'll clip in. So I will be able to keep track of that there. If you do have a happy planner, one thing I recommend is, because the happy planners come wrapped in this plastic stuff, keep these because they're really handy for cutting out little strips. And then you can use some double-sided tape or glue and create your own little bookmark menu with these. So definitely don't throw those out whenever you buy a happy planner. Keep your little inserts. Same within here, I think there's some additional plastics that you get. So that's a little recycling tip for you. Hold on to those. Pink, orange, purple. So for now I've only got 7 in the kit, but if I get feedback that we need more colours, just let me know, and I can definitely create some more colours for your needs. I have, this is all over the place, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 colours, and we'll use that for tracking from next week. Now, coming back to my accessories kit that I have, so we'll bring this back. Now, I have created these boxes here, so see how with this month we actually have a heap of extra months, extra days of the month that kind of overflow because the month carries over 5 weeks. As an example, for June, the bin guy's outside, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 along the bottom here that you could utilize, but there's just 4 squares to cover the additional days that aren't relevant, which I might even just do here to make little notes or decorate how you wish. So you get 4 squares on this thin washi strip, and you get 3 thin washies, if you can see that, three thin washies there. So I'm just going to cover up those days that aren't relevant to the month because they're carried over from April. And this is just to tie my theme together. Oh my goodness. Okay, I can't be bothered with that. Alright. Okay, so coming back to my new sheets that I've just got. I've just launched these on the budgets tab on the Etsy. So you've got all your insurances, phone bills, rego, rent, everything due. So whether you have rent or mortgage, I'm going to lay out my month with my little expenses due here. So my rents are due every Wednesday. Now you can choose to add these in your overview. Depending on what kind of expenses you're tracking to, you'll want to make sure you keep space for that, for your little expense tabs too. So you want to make sure that you've got plenty of room there, so don't go to town if you've got too much due. I have a calendar on my wall saying when the date of every expense that's due. So I have car insurance due on the 7th. Oops, that's home insurance. Home/contents insurance is due on the 17th, so I can do that actually while I'm here. Oh, that's crooked. Car insurance is due on, we've got a Bombador due on the 7th. That's like an old, dingy old car that we use as a backup when we both need to go places. My electricity would be due this month at the end of the month. So I'm going to put it here. I think it's 2 weeks after the invoice date, so I'll put that there. Phone bills they fall on, I'll have to confirm when they fall on. Rego is actually due today. Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. Rego is due today. I don't have mortgage. And payday. I made these cute Animal Crossing ones. However, they're not actually available on my shop because I didn't list them. But we do have paydays that are super duper cute. Let me find them. We also have a mix sheet. So you've got the payday pig with the Australian coloured bills. So it, if you like it for the colours, it's cute, but it's actually meant to be the Australian dollar notes. So that's why all the colours are on there for the payday sheet. But because I'm having an Animal Crossing obsession, I'm going to put payday across Tuesday, Wednesdays, because that's when we both get paid. I get paid on Wednesday and my husband gets paid on Tuesdays. Oops. Just going to note that there. Okay, so I've got the month set up for my spread for now. And we'll come back to it if we need to. So moving forward to the monthly spread. So then we're going to go across to the page and I'm going to set up my May monthly budget from the mini kit, followed by the weekly check-ins. So let's just get this set up. Now you have your header sheet, which I have designed them actually. You may have wondered, well, they weren't quite to the edge here and to the top. I lined them up so you can go from the edge of the ruled lines here, or depending on what you've got, you dotted lines. It just allows for that little bit of margin on the side. So that's why they're kind of not made to the full edge of the page, and also to accommodate the holes, depending on whether you've got the HP holes or you've got just a standard hole punch like this. Okay, so I'm going to lay out the income. And then I have, in this kit, just to explain, I have two types of expenses. So whether you like to use a full sheet of expenses or break it down into your variable and your fixed expenses, today I'm just going to go with the full sheet of expenses. Because I do have the bigger page, I can run it straight down the page, whereas if you do have the smaller 7x9 book, you might need to take advantage of the two columns so that you can break it between variable and fixed, so that you can create extra space and not run down the full length of the page. So I'm going to actually divide my first expenses up with this little washi strip here. Okay, so total expenses. So hang on, let me just work out my lines. I'm going to need 15 lines. Whew. Now this is an erasable pen. These are really handy to use while you're doing your budgets in case you make a mistake. Otherwise you can lay out your budgets on a sheet of paper just before you transfer it in so you don't mess it up. But yeah, erasable pens are your best friend if you don't want to work with a lead pencil. But do beware, I have seen in a planner group that people have shared that their erasable pens have actually faded and completely disappeared because they've left it in the car during a hot day and the heat has dissolved all their ink. So you don't want that problem. So as long as you're not in a hot area, or you just want to input the details temporarily, just be mindful that extreme heat will fade all your information, so then you'll be totally screwed and can't find the info. And savings, which we probably won't have. So you know what I've gone and done? I reckon I'm going to put savings here and just set that there up for the month. And put this on the bottom. So because I actually didn't think this through, I can bring it all the way to the end of the book. Whoops. Oh no. Okay. So take care with your pages. These sheets might be removable, but they're not designed to be. So just if you do have to realign, don't just go to town ripping them like I just did, because that was a disaster. I'm going to bring this right down to the bottom. Oh no, now it's not going to do it for me. Okay. So, the beauty of this being removable is I can just erase it. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to get out my handy dandy ruler. I'm not going to use an erasable pen for my lines, so I'll just use one of my ink joys. Actually, I might use this cool navy colour. And then I'm just going to match up my lines. Hopefully they're nice and straight today, because I'm a shocker at getting these aligned. Now this is where the happy planners are really handy to use, because you can just rip the page out and you don't have to rule to the opposite side of your ruler according to what hand you're right with. Oh yeah, look, here we go. I haven't aligned that very well. Whoopsie daisy. Okay, so we have Kelly Income and Ben Income. This is just based solely on our salaries, by the way. We do have a company that on the side that we do. I have my freelance stuff on the side. I do keep my Planner B stuff separate. So this is just based solely on our salaries. Me as a marketing coordinator, and my husband as a solar sales consultant. So my expenses. Let's go in here and go rent. And this is based on the month. Is 1, 2, 4, 5. I have Zip, which we're trying to pay down our debts, is to save up for a house. Okay, spend fun. This is just our little spends account, which I call our funds. We use this for I use it for my nails when the salon reopens. Ben uses it for his cartons of beer. And his Twitch purchases. and I just use it for sticker purchases. Like today I went shopping at the Mermaid release by Fox and Cactus, so check that out, so cute. I have kids, oh yep, kids get $80 a month, so that's money into their bank accounts. Luna is cat insurance, which is $26.96. Astro is other cat insurance, $28. Luckily the cats are actually pretty lazy, they don't get up to mischief, so that's not an issue. Max has daycare. Now he is a border collie, he's my dog. He goes to daycare once a week for socialization. She also does some training with him. I get a few extra days a week for free at the moment because she is using him for assessments and like teaching him a few tricks, which is pretty exciting. It just helps me when I'm working to keep him active in the day, so I don't feel terrible that he's just sitting around. Groceries, $840. Did I calculate that right? 2, 4. That shouldn't be 840. That should be 800. That's based on $200 a week, which I just did my last shop, and I kind of blew it a bit. But anyway. Then we have fuel at the moment is $50, which is so cheap because we're all working from home. That will all have to change next month or whenever they decide to release us from home isolation. We have our personal loan. This is just paying off the last of my debt from when I tried to launch an app. I went and developed an app, got it all the way, paid the developers, and then it was such a shocking result that I couldn't launch it and lost all that money. So now we're just paying off the loan of that. So yeah, that was my little venture there. Car loan, takeaway. This seems high, don't judge me, but right now it's high because I've got a lot on, but that's $100 a week of takeaway, which it goes really quickly when you have like a breakfast and a dinner, and if you go out to a restaurant compared to just a dirty Macca's. And sinking funds. Now, to explain my sinking funds, I'll show you this later. Actually, I might put it on the next page. My sinking funds is 1944. I put all my debits into a sinking funds each month to capture an average each week of my pay, to put it aside so that it's covered when the expenses due. So I just put them all into sinking funds, which I'll detail further. So that is all my expenses here. I think I've got everything. Kids on, yep, sinking funds. Okay, cool. Now I'm going to do my weekly check-in after that. I'm going to put my sinking funds next. So this is from the tracking. So the purpose of a sinking fund, which is kind of common in the US it seems, but not so common in Australia, and I think it's just a matter of calling it what you prefer, but for me, I've always kind of done this where I work out my monthly expenses and divide it by my weekly pay, and I set aside a bit each month, each pay into a side account. So I'm going to use a whole page for this, I think. And what I used to do, which I can't do so much now because we have the company, so we apportion a percentage of our electricity and pay for it through the company. But previously, when I knew that our electricity bills were about $600 a quarter or something like that, I would put aside, I'd just pay directly $50 directly BPay auto transfer to the electricity company, and then by the time the bill rolled around I was either in credit or really had a small balance due. But now I just set it aside into a sinking fund so that I've got the money there ready when it's due, and the company can pay its share, and then the invoice comes through as it should, and then the company can pay a percentage. So whoops, oh my goodness, what the hell. Okay, I don't have that many sinking funds, so I wonder if I can just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to put 2 here just in case I want to add more throughout the month. We'll see how we go, but I don't think I will. And this is where I could bring in the mini washi because I've already chucked that one down the bottom. So this is why having those extra sheets are handy dandy. Just to close off, I'm going to give it a gap and line it up here with this so that there's no half lines like there was on that other page. Half of the fun of doing this is just laying out your stickers. So if you love laying out stickers, you'll love doing this. Start balance. So a lot of this gets adjusted throughout the month, but right now we're just setting up our expenses. So my sinking funds is the kids. I'm trying to work with this, so just bear with me. Kids' clothes and stuff. That's just as they need it. School, excursions, I'll just pop it all in there. Then I've got a bills account, which is a sub combination of insurance, contents, Prime, Stan, Disney, pet insurance, Spotify, and the electricity. Then I also have a water, pool, lawns. So our lawn guy comes and he costs $40 when he comes. He comes more frequently obviously in summer and less frequently in winter, but I just put aside money. He's so cheap that it was just worth getting someone to do it for us because we're on an 800 square meter block, and we don't own a lawnmower because we were in an apartment before that, so we just found it was easier just to get a dude to do it for us. I have a Mojo account if you're familiar with Barefoot, so we're building that up to save. I have a gifts account. Oops. Thank God for erasables. So our gifts account, which I'd be filled up for Christmas, birthdays, Mother's Day, all that kind of stuff. And at the moment we also have a AHM, which is our private health insurance. Now the only reason I have this in a sinking fund and not a debit at the moment is because the AHM is on hold while everything's closed down. So I decided to put it on hold, but in the interim I'm putting the money aside into a sinking account. We're thinking of just redirecting that into a holiday, just a little break as soon as this is free, just get out after being housebound for so long. So the starting balance of these accounts is kids' clothes is at 55, bills is sitting at, and I actually need to pay Rego today, so that's going to be minus 200 already. Water is at 110. The lawn guy just came today, so that's already been paid. Mojo is looking a little sad because I keep tapping it, which is why this is going to keep me more accountable. The gifts account is sitting at, in our AHM, I only paused that 2 weeks ago, so that's an 162.11. Just some random interest amount there. Okay, dicky. So that's my sinking funds. And turning the page, we're going to set up the weekly check-in. Now there's 5 weeks in this month. Every kit's going to have 5 as a standard, just because it's just easy to cover all bases up front. Or depending on if you do prefer to just to buy individual kits, you can just buy whatever colour you prefer that's available in the month. So I just put in 5 just in case depending on how you decide to count it. I'm actually only personally counting 4 weeks of this month because with yesterday being payday, or the day before being payday, it's actually, I just carried that into the previous month and I'm starting all my expenses from next week's pay. So week, and then you've got your little tab here that you can put wherever you like. I'm going to put mine here. And I'm just going to give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 6 categories that I'm going to be using on the back of my card, wherever that's disappeared here. But I've got 7, so I can leave 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I might leave 6 because I think with only 4 weeks this month, or 5 weeks, I'm going to run out of room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I'm going to have to make it 5 because we're going to run out of room. Now, depending on how you lay this out, how many pages you have, if you're not limited by the Erin Condren monthly deluxe where you've only got 4 pages, or if you decide to spread this over 2 pages and then utilize the last page for something else, that's up to you. You can put the washi in between to break up your months, or I'm just going to go straight into the, I'm not going to pop any washi between these. I'm going to do, how many did I do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I feel like I did not do this efficiently. Anyway. I can see immediately that I haven't lined that up well. I'm just eyeballing the lines. What? And I've got this really awesome contrast colour for your weeks on every kit to make it really stand out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I really need my coffee, but it's gone cold. In week 4. 1, 2, 3. Oh look, I do have room for week 5. And I'm not very aligned. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there's enough for the month totals. And the washi on the bottom. Hallelujah. Well, that worked out perfectly, didn't it? Can you even see what I'm doing here? Alrighty, so where's my ruler gone? Under all of this. No, I haven't aligned this very well at all. Terrible. Alright, you can draw a line there if you want to. I'm going to leave it blank because it's doing my head in. And the bin man's back again. Okay, so that's that kit, that's that kit. Now I do have the last 3 of my trackers. I have a debt tracker, a transaction log, and a spending tracker, and the washi kit. So I'm going to put the washi kit on the back. I personally will be using that debt tracker and a spending tracker. So I'm going to put my spending tracker at the top here. Isn't it so annoying when you watch people fumble with putting down stickers? It's annoying me. I'm gonna 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna put it down here. Just so we got the spendings, and then just the debt tracker here. Alright, nearly done. Okay, so just real quickly lining this one up. Alright, so we have the car loan, which I am smashing down the payments, dominoing my debts if you're a barefooter. And that is sitting at 77085. 5.2. And then we have the personal loan, which I don't have a balance for. We're just paying the minimum on that so that we can smash this one down, clear that out, and then start smashing that one down. Alright, so that's the debt tracking. Now I'm just going to put the transaction log at the back here. I'm going to use this back page for my Etsy store, just to track what what orders I'm getting and the Etsy fees. I won't be tracking this in my videos. I'm just setting it up for you guys to see, and you can keep an eye. You can just see how this would be set up. This one's very much more like an accounting style sheet. It does have like a transaction number, and it has credit and debits. So if you're more inclined to use this over a spending tracker, you could use one sheet or the other, or you could use all sheets, or however you like. If you do have the luxury of using a happy planner, or if you're using a clip-in kind folder type style planner, and you can just move in additional pages, you can use the washi for another header and footer on different pages according to your needs. But this is my setup for the month. I am ready to get stuck into my savings. I've got my cards and my kits. Kits are all going to be uploaded by the end of the day. By the end of the weekend, I'll have the June and July kits as well. So if you wanted to hold off and then come Tuesday, because Monday is a public holiday here in Queensland, if you've put any orders through over the weekend, I'll get those ordered and dispatched as soon as possible so that you can get started on your May kits. But otherwise, you can get an early head start on your June kits. So that is my brand new Planner B budget kits with my Planner B budget icons and expense trackers. If you are a major budget planner, this will be a godsend for you in the sense that you can get them from Australia. I've got free shipping on the full kits, and you won't have to spend nearly $30 Australian just to get your budgeting kits sent across. So you can now get them here in Australia at the Planner B on Etsy. So I will link below. If you like this video, this was just a starting overview to give you an idea. Give me a thumbs up and a like. You can subscribe for future content, but otherwise, thank you all for watching. Thank you for supporting me in this Planner B Planet Kel journey, and I'm really excited to bring these to you, and I can't wait to see what other people are going to do with it. Thank you so much and have a great day. Bye. Thanks so much for watching, and please do subscribe below for future content. You can also visit me on Instagram at PlanetKel or the Planner B AU. And for all my stickers, head to theplannerbau.etsy.com.